Hey, it's Giulio, and welcome to another episode of The Language of Photography, where we explore select photographers' work and try to make meaning of their vision. This week, we are looking at Zalmy Berkowitz, one of my favorite photographers in recent times. So I'm excited to share his work with you and kind of dissect it. Very inspiring work for me. And I'll explain why as we go through. So, on his website, zalmyb.com, as soon as you load it up, get this big Z and tells you straight up who he is. So, actually, before we even do that, let's look underneath his logo here where it says documenting the chaos. That immediately gives us an idea of who he is as a photographer. Then the Z says, "Hi there, Zalmy here. I'm a wedding and family photographer based in Southern California, and this is my little corner of cyberspace. I love guests, so feel free to stick around and take your time. You could check out my portfolio and personal work. Follow the links over there or there. Or my recent work and ramblings can be found on my blog. Also, left bracket or up bracket, I'm a lover of the real and my photography reflects that. Well, I try. I really do believe in the magic of the mundane and don't feel the need to butt in too much. I photograph my family as a way to remember the past as it was. And while I don't carry around photos in my wallet, do people still do that? You might catch a glimpse of them here and there in my blog and portfolios. Okay, maybe more than a glimpse. What do you want from me? They're cute. Anyways, if you'd like to inquire about hiring me, collaborate on a project, or just want to chat, please hit me up. Call or text at 510-309-7701 or email me from my contact page. Catch you on the flip side, whatever that means. Peace and love. Very nice. I mean, I'm already, so based on the phrase documenting the chaos and then what we just read and how the text is formatted, it's a little chaotic, right? You can see that, I mean, anyone who's like, crazy about grammar and whatnot, this would drive them up the wall. I like it though. To me, it says it's chaotic. And what we're about to see is a documentation of the chaos. It's great, right? It's like there's no. Do you expect to see landscape photos? No. Do you expect to see macro photos? Probably not. Do you expect to see fashion? Probably not. What do you expect to see? The chaos of family and weddings. So I will expect to see some documentation of love and life. That's my interpretation based on this. So the immediate takeaway is when someone goes to your site, make it clear who you are, what you do, and what are they going to get themselves into so that there's no crazy surprises. And this is not actual text. This is just a graphic on the slideshow. So you can see here when we mouse over, the arrow turns right, points to the right on the right side of the screen, points to the left on the left side of the screen, and then to make it even easier, because you do want your navigation, if possible, to be redundant, we see a previous and a next on the bottom left-hand corner. And then we have weddings, family, projects, blog, why, about Zalmy, prices, and Instagram. Very clear in the communication here. Let's go to Zalmy right away. So, you got a picture of Zalmy and it looks like one of his kiddos. Let me ask you, does that look chaotic to you? Because it does to me. His visual immediately backs up what we see on his motto, right? There's a lot that I'm going to steal from Zalmy. It's a lot that I'm going to remix because I'm really inspired by his stuff. Let's read this. Zalmy is a hairy hermit. Looks fairly hairy to me. Sharing the cave with his wife and 5 cave babies. That is chaos. In the moments between grunting, saber-tooth attacks, fire-making, homeschooling, and mammoth hunts, he records his family's life on silver-coated celluloid strips, film, and metal oxide semiconductors, digital. In exchange for blankets, wheels, and fermented fish, he does the same for others. Sounds like a fun life full of love, but chaotic, like everything that we're seeing here. It's so clear. My wife and I have dreams of moving into a larger cave with volcanic views and starting a Jewish holistic school for other cave babies. Seriously, check out our school site. I'm guessing, and that is a link. Although generally believed to be a hipster, a notion helped by my facial hair, thrift store wardrobe, and love of good coffee and hoppy beer, my ambivalence towards Ben Iver and lack of flannel shirts has me convinced I cannot be boxed. So good. So good. Let's go back to the home page here. And let's just start on the next frame. Beautiful. All right, now we're seeing a shift here. I was being quiet with the earlier images, so I wanted to allow yourself and myself to kind of be present to them. And now look at this. Is that chaos? That is. Let's go back though. First image. I think these are kind of setting us up for what chaos is to come. So weddings and family, got it. Documentation, it definitely looks like he's documenting. It's loose. It looks like it's film. It may not be, it doesn't matter. What matters is the work. Exploring themes of families and weddings. That's what he does. It's beautiful work. Looks a little chaotic. I like that. I think actually every wedding is probably chaotic. It doesn't look like that in a lot of the photos because they'll pause and pose. This is definitely not posed. It's a beautiful wedding. You can tell that there's effort put in, but it's a little, you can tell by when maybe the mother's face that there's some concern and because there's chaos with weddings. This image here gives us a little relief. It's beautiful. It's quiet. You can almost smell that. You know when you go in an old building and it smells of like old, I don't know, wood and the oils from people's hands on the wood or that weird like old smell. You can almost smell it in this image through the warm tones. It's interesting. How can we, and that's totally my interpretation, but there's a quietness and a stillness to this image. And these odd small doors in the background. They look kind of small. Maybe you go inside the door and you're in John Malkovich's head. Maybe. Cool. Kids that play. I love the silhouette. So now what's happening is we're seeing, it's kind of ramping us up. We have a little bit of calm here. We're seeing more energy. A little more energy. If you look carefully, there's a little bit of motion blur on the finger, direct flash. It's becoming busy. It's busy because you got all these guys here, right? And then it's busy in the background, all that. Then there's grain to the photo. It's busy. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting into more chaos here. So it's gentle at first. It doesn't the portfolio doesn't grab you by the face. It introduces you slowly into the chaos. And I think that's a good way if you have work that's high energy to kind of, if you want to, I think it's a nice way to introduce, kind of warm up the viewer. because he's documenting. So documentary, right, work. So let's go back here. Documentary, chaos, chaos, documentation, chaos. All of these images, the majority of them that we saw thus far, are busy. That right there is busy, and that is chaos. That is beautifully composed. You have like this triangle going here. This little dude standing up on the table, which as a father freaks me out. That little dude on the roof freaks me out. And then this guy down here, it's like the eyes go bing, 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 right? What I'm seeing here with Zalmy's work is it's not necessarily transitioned. It kind of is transition. It kind of goes shot to shot based on color a little bit, but not. It's not really. That's not really the. I think the purpose here. I think what he's doing is taking us and ramping us up into some chaos and then giving us some relief. I don't believe he's organizing by color. I think he's organizing by his intention. Right? His intention is clear under his name, documenting the chaos. And then of course, if you're on the first frame and you read the Z, that further gives us an idea. If you read about Zalmy, that gives us a better idea of who he is. And then visually, we're brought up. Whoa, that's intense. It's less intense, still chaos. It's fairly intense depending on your perspective. But also what's happening is we're getting a little bit of a relief from here. This is monochromatic and very contrasty. Also contrasty, but just more gentle color. Contrasty, a little more color. Whoa, now we're kind of brought in with this little dude. So definitely chaotic. There's chaos here. More chaos, family life. Man, happy, but I'm going to make you tired being around. Whoa, look at these little kids. That is a beautiful image. Wow. Wow, that's chaos and calm and documenting all at the same time. Now let's look here. Here's a wedding. Chaos. There's obviously some concern or strain on her face. She's kind of sneaking a peek past the umbrella she's holding, so it's rainy, it's chaotic. Smiles. It's a good event overall. It's good. People are happy there, but as the bride, she's probably a little tapped out. The other thing we see here too, folks, let's talk about this, is that obviously Zalmy Berkowitz is Jewish, right? If you don't already know, now you know. And what community is he serving with his photography? It appears, thus far, to be mostly Jewish, the Jewish community. And I'm going to guess that it's probably, his network is probably built up around people he knows. And that's powerful to think about, because you could be in a small town. You don't have to have a huge following, but you could still build up a business about a specific niche by really, really niching down and making your vision clear as day. Zalmy B's vision, his intention is clear. It's so clear. Documenting chaos. You look at his photos, documenting chaos. Every image here. Every image, they're busy. Busy. There's so much going on. For the majority of them, this one's a little bit cleaner, but it's still busy. You got all these elements here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kids, plus the elements of the sky, the sand, all these elements. It's very busy work, but it's cool, right? It's kind of telling us a story. We're getting a glimpse into, looks mainly Orthodox Jewish community, right? I mean, the work is just, I love it. So I think there's the takeaway here, folks, is for us to be very focused, like hyper focused on our intention. Who are we? What are we creating? And what are we providing? What services are we providing? All that is super clear with Zalmy's work. He's focused on family. He's focused on weddings. He documents chaos. Okay? And the work is beautiful. I'm kind of going through quick. You can go through on your own time. It's because his work is very clear. There's like no surprises here. There's no surprises here. The flow is also chaotic, right? There's definitely he put some thought into which one goes which. I feel what I'm seeing here. Here's my interpretation of how he paginates this initial gallery. So what I just did there is I took a breath. I needed to center myself. Do you ever do that in stressful situations, chaos? Maybe you got a water pipe that breaks, and you got some eggs on the oven, on the stove, it's smoking. It's whatever it is. We've all had those times where it's like, oh God, Calgon, take me the frick away, man, because I'm like, but what we end up doing is we breathe and we think about how we breathe. We breathe in. It's kind of intense, and then our body relaxes. And I think that's what the journey we're being brought on here with these images, right? Let's go back a few. Chaos, relaxed, breathing in. It's intense, we're in relaxed, right? Breathing in. It's really intense and relaxed. I think that's kind of what we're seeing here is this beautiful, these ups and these downs. Whoa, that's intense. And at the same time, the visual language of Zalmy's work is beautiful. It's contrasty, but muted, and it feels organic. Let's just kind of poke. Let's go right to projects, because he's got a lot of work, right? There's families. Let me just kind of look through real quick. Beautiful. Oh, there's a color version of. No, I think the original one, that one's color. So I'm gonna let you guys go through the. Oh, okay. So it's a ton of work. It's also a little chaotic, right? Because it's a ton of work. But the nice thing is, let's go back to the main page. You know who he is. You know what he's shooting. You can quickly get an idea without going into anything else, his work. Now, you want to drill down? Go into weddings. A lot of work on his website. You want to go down some more? Drill into families. You want to go down some more? Drill down in here. Instant photography, right? You can drill down. You can drill down. So the nice thing is what you could do, and I know, now keep in mind, his vision's the same. It's all about documenting chaos, right? It's all about documenting chaos, but images like this, you don't see a lot that are this grainy in his main portfolio and his overview. But he's got so much work, he's allowing you to get to know him more, to know his work by drilling down into these projects, or if you want to see more specifically weddings, that's what he's selling. He's selling weddings and family documentary photography. You can drill down. Now, if you want to get even deeper, now you go into projects. So it makes sense to say, if we go back to the beginning here, I'm a wedding and family photographer. Weddings, first gallery, well, the second gallery, and family photographer. Then it says, down here, I'm a lover of the real, and he says, check out my portfolios and personal work. Portfolios, wedding, family, personal work. It's very, very clear. Considering that he is documenting the chaos, he makes it easy for you to get in there and not feel overwhelmed, right? out and about. There's a lot of work. And then, wow, that was cool. Brilliant. Let's go to his blog. The Jeanette. So updated May 8th, 2017. Zalmy. If you're going to have a blog, guys, you really need to update it on a regular basis. This is over a year since it's been updated, and I'm certain that he's shooting more. Either stop your blog or update it on a regular basis. This is not a lot of writing to do. And it's not like it's SEO'd really or anything. This is just his personal blog, which also leads me to believe that his clients are coming from his personal network. So think about that. How can you flex your personal network? Who do you know that works with photography? Who do you know that may know somebody that works with photography? Start to kind of put your mind there. A lot of photos, and good photos too. But you can see here, these are different from what we've seen already. They're different subject matter-wise. It's still family, but it's not exactly, it may not exactly be in the Jewish community. I would guess it's probably not. But visually, his visual identity is the same. It's contrasty, right? Which gives you the punch, but the colors are muted. It's loose. It's natural. And it's chaos. And it's a documentation of chaos. Man, it's great. We talk about why. Wow, I'm going to let you guys go through all this, but this is kind of cool. You see this a lot with retail photographers. So a retail photographer is if you are selling to the general public, so a B2C, business to consumer, you are in retail photography. Weddings, families, senior portraits, anything that's done for commerce, any that's business, your business to another business, B2B, is commercial photography. And then you have your niches. You have advertising, you have editorial, you have you can do documentary, you can do corporate reports, all that. So he is retail, B2C. So you can get into this as to why he looks like he's being vulnerable, he's scared, he loves his life. So this, I think if you are diving into this as a potential customer at this point, you have a pretty good idea that you want to hire him. And I like that you can click on these and make them bigger. Also, the layout is a little loose, like the photos are. So it's not like all of a sudden you're getting into this hardcore sales page. It sounds like he's just being honest. I'm 31, my memory's never that hot. Honestly, I've hardly have any memories from before I was 10. And the moment we think ourselves invincible and think of happening as being so indelibly engraved that they just can't disappear. But the truth is, dirty. So why? And then we go into pricing. I think pricing, if you're working with retail photography, is great. Saves you a lot of headaches, because if someone can't afford you, then they just don't contact you. Whereas in the commercial world, because the jobs are so varied, you really shouldn't put your pricing on there. It's a per project, custom art per project basis. So 4-hour sessions, $11.50, not a bad price. If you want the high resolution with full printing rights, that's $500. So you're looking at $16.50 for 4 hours. Oh, and you get a softcover photo book. I would pay that. I think that for someone coming in and hanging out with my wife and my son and I to get this quality of work, yeah, I don't think it's too low. Because you think about families have a lot of expenses, especially new families. But I think that price is good. That's something that you could just have a new family, or you want a gift for your grandparents or something. I would say, hey, Mom, Dad, we want to hire this photographer. We need about $1,700, maybe. Well, what is he going to do? It's 4 hours. Okay, great. Maybe you want a full day, whatever. Weddings are $4,600. It's a good price. I don't think it's too low, but I think it's a good price. smaller shindigs. This is cool too. You can tell that he loves his work and he's humble because he's willing to shoot birthday parties, brisms. I don't know what that is. I think that's something particular to the Jewish community, bar mitzvahs, dance celebrations. I celebrate by dancing on my desk throughout the week. That would probably make for bad photos, but I think with Zalmy, maybe they turn out good. $1,300 for the 3 hours, which is relative to this price up here. Other stuff, good question. And then let's check his Instagram. See, he's like me. I don't have a ton of followers either. I'm right about, I think he actually has a little more than me. He posted 14 hours ago. So he's updating his Instagram on a regular basis, it looks like. 19 hours ago, 20 hours ago. Maybe this is where he's finding his clients. But you should really, Zalmy, you should really be updating your blog or just maybe take it off. Because if someone may not be into social media and they go to your blog and it's not updated, they're like, huh, are they in business? I'm not going to bother. They may not even reach out. Unless you have a strong community, right? And that's probably, he gets probably, based on him updating here and the type of work he does in his niche, which is mainly the Jewish community, I'm going to say he's getting his work, first of all, from referrals in his community. Secondly, they're probably sending people that are referring their friends and family to Zalmy, they're probably sending them to his Instagram, is my guess. So let's see here. I think the personal projects work well with the portfolio, and that I've basically seen, especially with the blog. A lot of good stuff here on Zalmy's site. I think that the takeaways are, again, focus, focus, focus. Make your intention known. Have your body work initially back up the intention, regardless of if you're documenting chaos or whatever you're documenting. Make it easy for people to look at your work and hire you. Okay? And then don't put a ton of different types of stuff. Family, weddings, family projects, which are based around what he loves to shoot. Shoot what you love. Everything on his website is a hell yes. Everything. Whether it's me consuming it or the work, you can tell that he loves what he does, start to finish. So good work, Zalmy. 2 thumbs up. I hope you guys are inspired by this. Let me know if what you guys think of Zalmy's work. Is it too chaotic for you? Is it too loose? What do you guys think about him putting his phone number on the very front page? Does that scare you? It kind of scares me a little bit, but if you want people to reach out, that is certainly one way to do it. All right, guys, this is Giulio with The Language of Photography, Zalmy Berkowitz. Catch you next time.